Okay, can you hear me or not? Can
In teacher.
Yes, can okay, right. Now one more time. We have this one. The area bounded between the curve and the x-axis, it is rotated about the x-axis. For rotating about the x-axis, the formula is like this. Everything is in terms of x. So if it is rotated about the x-axis, everything is in terms of x. The upper limit and the lower limit comes from the x-axis, and you have to integrate with respect to x. Okay, so when you integrate with respect to x, the y square, you start off with y square first, then finally the y square you have to change to x. Okay, now the second type is the volume is generated when the area between the curve, this line is the curve, between the curve and the x-axis and the y-axis, sorry, is rotated 360 degrees about the 380 degrees about the y-axis. So when you rotate the area about the y-axis, it will be something like this, the formula. Integrate from x equals to a to x equals to b. X equals to a, x equals to b, and you integrate pi x squared dy. So at first you start off with x squared, but finally this x squared, you need to change it to y, change it to a function of y, and you have to integrate with respect to y. Now this means that if you want to rotate about the y-axis, everything must be in terms of y. If you want to rotate about the x-axis, everything must be in terms of x. So we look at one example, right? Okay, so the first example is the area between the curve, which is the parabola, okay, from x equals to -1, from x equals to -1 until x equals to 3, x equals to -1 until x equals to 3. So the area between the curve and these two limits is rotated about the x-axis. So when you rotate about the x-axis, the formula is like this, right? The formula is like this, by y squared dx. Now, in this case, the area is divided into two parts, between -1 and 0, between 0 and 3. Okay, unlike area bounded by the curve, for volume, you need not separate them into two parts and integrate. For volume, you can straight away integrate. As long as it is continuous, you integrate from -1 to 3. You don't have to from -1 to 0 stop, then from 0 to 3 again. Volume, you don't have to do like that, because volume is always positive. You cannot get negative volume because of the y square, the square there. Okay, so now I want to find the volume when it is rotated about the x-axis. So the formula is by y square dx, by y square dx. Now, as I've said earlier, the y square you need to convert to x. Okay, so how to convert to x? Yes, okay, so the y is x squared minus 4x. So what about y squared? Y squared is x squared minus 4x. You have to square again. That is the difference between volume and area. In area, you don't have to square again, but in volume, you have to square the function again. So when you square again, you have to expand one by one. Okay, expand one by one. So the first term, x square again, you have x to the power 4. Okay, the next term here, the second term here, how to get this second term here? Now this one is actually 2 times a times b. It means that it is 2 multiplied with x squared multiplied with negative 4x. So 2 multiply x squared is 2x squared. Multiply with 4x again become 8x cubed. Okay, so this is how you're going to expand. And lastly, you square the 4x, it becomes positive 16x squared. Okay, then you integrate one by one. You integrate one by one. So when you integrate x to the power 4 become x to the power 5 divided by 5. X to the power 3 become x to the power 4 divided by 4. X squared becomes x cubed divided by 3. So after integrating, you have to substitute the upper limit and lower limit. How to substitute the upper limit and lower limit? So first, you have to take out the pi. I miss out the pi there. There should be a pi there. Okay. There should be a pi there. There should be a pi there. Okay. So this pi is you can put in front or you can put at the back. Huh? So just earlier on the pi is here. Actually I missed out, so I put at the back, never mind. Huh? I put at the back. So the pi is for the whole thing. The pi is for the whole thing. So you substitute 3 inside, you get this orange bracket. Then you substitute the negative 1 inside this function, you get the green bracket. So you use the first orange bracket minus the green bracket. Okay. Why you move over here? I clicked the wrong one. Okay. So when you use your calculator and evaluate the whole thing, it becomes 38 and 2 over 15. Then you combine back with the pi, and the answer is in unit cube. So far, any